Hello. Well, we've got another wee project today as lockdown draw continues on in Scotland, and I'm going to replace the speedo cable on the Zoomer. Now, why do I have to replace the speedo cable, I hear you ask? Well, the reason is because I managed to snap it off. I was taking the bike 2 or 3 weeks ago for a spin, took it off the centre stand, taking the chain off the back, and completely forgot, of course, that I have the big U-shaped disc lock through the front spokes. Never done it before. In fact, I have a reminder wire up and everything, but for some reason my mind was elsewhere. Moved the bike forward and all I heard was a loud snap. And what that was basically was the speedo cable snapping out of this hole here. Now, this is the hub. This is the hub off the front wheel, which I'm sure you'll recognise. Now, that should have been a simple fix because this is the new speedo cable, and as you can see, it comes with this plastic bit on here, and this just basically plugs into the hole. This little bit goes down, and it sits nicely into the space here. Nice and easy. New cable, unplug the old bit of plastic, plug the new one in, job done. Except, of course, it's not that simple, because I think on the one I have on the bike, somebody at some point has actually glued the speedo cable in, so I couldn't get this remaining plastic out for love nor money. I managed to get some out by hacking it with a screwdriver and a little chisel, but to be perfectly honest, I was concerned that if I carry on doing that, I was going to end up pushing bits of plastic down into the little flywheel that controls the speedo, and I don't want to do that. So, ironically, you can actually just stick the bare speedo cable into the hole, and it actually works, but it doesn't look very good. So, a new one of these hubs is over £100, or around about £100 from a genuine Honda part. But thankfully, Lee at Ruckstyle UK came good. He's got a load of spares and things he doesn't use anymore because he pimps up his bikes. He puts disc brakes on, this sort of thing. And this was one of them. So he very kindly let me have this for a very reasonable price, and this has arrived today. So as you can see, there is no plastic end in the hole here. So this will just fit in as it properly should do. But obviously what I'm going to have to do first is take the old one off the bike, so we're going to do that. Now, it lets you see how to change the speedo cable, although hopefully your job would be easier than mine because yours wouldn't be glued into the hole. But it also lets you see how to change the the drum brakes rather, which is something you may have to do more often. Now this is the new one that Lee sent me, and this has a set of drum brakes fitted to it. Now I'm not going to use these because these are pretty worn, so I'm going to just take these off and use the ones that I already have on the bike. But it just shows you, these just pop off. I mean, it literally just comes away and they pop off. It's so easy to change if you need to change your brakes at all. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go down, we're going to go take the front wheel off, take the old hub off, and then we're going to put the new hub on and reconnect the speedo up into the adapter for the coastal gauge. So I'll show you all that as well. Hopefully it's of some interest if you're an idiot like me and break your speedo cable and you can't get the bit of plastic out, but probably more interest if you just want to change your brake shoes, which we're all going to need to do probably at some point if you're sticking with the original drum brakes. So that's that. That's what we're doing. Next stop, down to the bike. So this is my hub at the moment, and as you can see, my speedo cable just now is just missing its plastic end, half of which is buried in there, and it's just stuck in with a bare cable. Now it does actually work, which is amazing. What we're going to do is we're going to take this hub off, replace it with the new one and the new cable, because this is probably original cable. I won't do any harm replacing that either. So first thing we've got to do is we've got to prop the bike up, which I have a little homemade stand for there. And then we're going to have to get the front wheel off, which you do by loosening that bolt there, and then poking the axle straight through. So we'll come back when that's done. So you take the back brake cable out by just unscrewing the adjuster on the back of the brake cable, and that just pulls out. So that's our cables free. On this side, that's come off. Just used the standard wrench, didn't have to use the impact for that. So all you do now is you just tap the axle through, and out will come the wheel and the hub. Okay, that's the wheel. Hope you can hear me okay. It's blowing a gale outside today, but anyway, that's the wheel off. This just lifts off, and there you have my brake shoes. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but that's the problem I've got gunged up completely with glued in plastic. So that's now off. I'm going to take the brake shoes off, which literally just clip off. We're going to put those onto the new hub, put the hub back on again. So that's basically almost a 10-minute job to do that, put the new brake shoes. The axle goes through from this side, push it right through. It's easy enough to do on your own. Obviously handy if you've got somebody to give you a hand, but it's not essential. So that's the new hub fitted. We're going to thread the brake cable back through and adjust that back onto the brake caliper there. And then we're going to take this speedo cable out and put a new one in. Now I might take the front off just to make sure I do that properly. I'll have a think, I'll look at that in a minute. Anyway, this tightens up to 44 Newton meters. I don't use an impact or anything on these sort of things. I just tighten using the torque wrench just to make sure everything's fine. But that's it. That is the new hub fitted. So if you're changing your brake shoes, that's as easy as it is. That's the old brake shoes I took off the replacement, which are no good. They literally just they stretch them out with the springs and they clip over 2 pegs, and that's all there is to it. Simple as anything. So we're going to tighten this wheel up, and then we're going to have a look at running the brake cable, which is going to have to go up to the adapter for the coastal gauge. So just to make things a bit easier, I've taken the battery box and the front cover off. It's just 3 bolts and off it comes, so there's no problem there. Just so I can trace this speedo cable, which goes up into here, that you can see. And it just means I can make sure I've got it going through properly without snaring any wires or anything like that if I was trying to do it blind. So that is the adapter for the coastal gauge. Means you can use your normal speedo cable. You can also get a GPS for this, which means you can do it with a little cable, but it's another £100, so we're not going to worry about that just now. Don't think it's really worth it. So we're just going to disconnect this, run the speedo cable out and run the new one in, and that should be that. So that was literally about a half-hour job, nice and simple. Just a couple of cable ties, tidy the cables up, thread it up through and onto the gauge at the top here. So that will do me. All I've got to do is put the wee tool bag back, which is over there, and that should be it, ready to go next time. Okay, as always, if you enjoy the videos or you just fancy a laugh, somebody blundering about like me, feel free to put a like and a subscribe, it's much appreciated. And thanks as always for watching, and I hope somebody out there finds it useful. Cheers now.